To electricity prices, a topic that would be shocking if we could afford the electricity to be shocked. But the government might have an answer.
The National Energy Guarantee aims to slow the rapid rise in power prices while obliging electricity retailers to ensure supply is reliable, all while cutting emissions.
Yes, it'll also put Coke in the bubblers and finally make your dad proud of you. It's an ambitious plan, but most families are focusing on one part.
Household power bills are skyrocketing.
Skyrocketing power bills. The price of electricity bills has skyrocketed.
Oh, skyrocketing is the worst kind of rocketing a bill can do. Why don't they ever ground rocket? More importantly, why are our electricity bills rocketing in the first place? Let's answer that in a new segment, How Come That?
How come that?
First up, power prices are as bad as you think. New Yorkers in the city that never sleeps pay half as much for electricity as people in Sydney, the city with mandated bedtimes. Our electricity costs have doubled in the last decade. You can see the scope of the tragedy for yourself in the sharp rise of people in news footage looking sadly at power bills in their kitchen. So what is driving up the price? That really depends on the agenda you're pushing, which we'll guide you through with our patented bullshitometer. Or, according to the ABC pronunciation guide, bullshitometer.
The biggest barrier to lower power prices for Australian households is the chaos and division for 5 years in the Coalition Party room on energy policy.
Emissions reduction policies have already doubled your power bill.
You don't just go down to Kmart and just get a coal-fired power station off the shelf.
That is true, Bill, that is true. A coal-fired power station is much more of an Aldi special buy. And even then, it's the German knockoff, Kohl. But now, thanks to a report from the ACCC that we read so that you don't have to, we can explain the real reason bills have gone up. About a fifth of your bill is due to a spike in retail costs such as marketing and advertising, plus retailers putting up prices just because they wanted to make more money. 15% of the increase is down to things we've done to cut emissions, such as overly generous subsidies for solar panels and other lame attempts to save this stupid planet. These costs are about a third of your bill shock, yet they take up all the oxygen in our media. The real costs come from two other areas. The first is wholesale electricity, the power that your energy provider buys in bulk from the generators. This has gone up for a number of reasons, each one so annoying that you want to glass Thomas Edison with his own light bulb. There's been a botched transition from coal to renewables, confusion over climate policy and a lack of competition in the energy market. And there hasn't been a lot of motivation to fix this since some energy generators and energy retailers are actually the same company, which can pass these extra costs on to you. Yes, the energy monopoly is like real monopoly. It's not fun and it tears families apart. But the single biggest reason your power bill has gone up is network costs, often called the poles and wires. And yes, that does technically add up to 101%. The ACCC said it's a rounding thing. I say it's just another way we're all getting screwed. Poles and wires might be an unlikely suspect, but there are a lot of them. In fact, there are too many.
In 3 states, the ACCC finds significant overinvestment in networks, ripping billions of dollars of extra revenue from consumers. That alone adds up to $200 to an average home's annual power bill.
The policy put in place to prevent blackouts was gamed by the companies that control the grid to buy things they didn't need and then put them on your bill, which is bold. It is bold. If a waiter did so much as add a coffee I didn't order to my bill, I would stage a loud protest. Yeah? Who's a flat white now, Alan? It's me, the flattest white you'll ever know. Look, it sounded tougher in my head. But don't worry, it's not all bad news. The energy market is working very well for some.
AGL has tripled its profits while admitting households are facing cost of living pressures. Australia's biggest electricity generator made $1.59 billion net profit last year. That's up 194%.
So the system is broken and we're all getting screwed. And that's how come that.